Hello. Um, we're very happy to have you in our video today for UFO Disclosure Bulgaria. Can you introduce yourself? Who are you and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Joanna Maynard. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I am Native American and a member of the Pueblo of Laguna tribe. But I'm also Pasqua Yaqui, Lakota Sioux, and part Irish.
Okay. And you mentioned that you have experience with remote viewing.
Yes.
Who trained you for that and what are you doing?
I'm not really sure who exactly trained me on it. I'm also in my lab, so I have things to where I have memory lapses, like amnesia stuff. But I've been doing remote viewing for like 20 years.
How quickly you can go in remote viewing? I believe you're meditating, so.
Yes, I did a remote viewing session a few weeks ago for the Scientific Coalition of Ufology and retired Major Daniel Erickson. And I did it with under an hour. The target, they gave me 2 letters and like 5 numbers. And first thought it was UFO, but I had to go through the protocol of sight, smell, taste, touch, all that. And I was picking up movement and everything, but it was plasma orb. So I had a correct hit on that. And I also had a hit on my SpaceX losing a payload prediction as well.
Uh-huh. What is the connection between the Native American culture, traditions, and UFOs?
It varies per culture, but the Lakota culture, the ETs, we are descendants of ETs, which we call star people, from the Pleiades. But then on the Pueblo side, Pueblo of Laguna, the ETs are messengers and helpers that have taught us agriculture, medicine, and how to take care of the earth.
So everything you know, like unconventional medicine, you know from them.
Yes, correct.
And also you mentioned that this is very old prophecy.
Yes, very old prophecy.
Can you tell us about that prophecy?
The Lakota prophecy, our oral history, is that there was a time an ET woman came. She was called the White Buffalo Calf Woman. And she brought the 7 sacred rites of the Sioux to the Sioux people. And she brought objects. One of those was the sacred pipe, but she brought other objects with them. And there are probably maybe 6 or 7 bundle keepers today that still have those ET objects that they keep for everyone.
And do you know anything about these objects?
I've held some of the objects before.
You saw it?
Yeah. And it was about this big, it was like a few inches long, and it was a head and a neck. And the back of it was completely flat. It called it an avatar.
So this is kind of like a metal construction?
No, it was.
Wood?
It looked and felt like sandstone, like a cat's sandstone.
Kind of stone?
Yeah, like a soft stone.
And you hold it?
I held it, and it also had a hole like for a windpipe, about the size of a large toothpick.
What do you feel when you hold it?
That was in 1994 when I was in Minneapolis. Pretty much like there's information there, like I get with some of these stones that they brought me to. I have some round stones at the east.
So when you hold it, you kind of receiving information? Like spiritual information or technological?
No, it was more of like a connection to a door that opened. Because when I went there and after I had that experience and seeing the white buffalo that was born in Wisconsin, my world changed. And I started going to Lakota ceremonies and it's something that once you get that knowledge, you can't go back to your normal world and your normal life.
Do you know something about Dulce?
Dulce. What I do know, I used to go to Dr. Leo Sprinkle, and he saw Paul Benowitz for a while, who had been taken there. I haven't been there, but I'm going there in June for the Bigfoot conference. I have a friend in Albuquerque. I've met another gentleman who had been in the armed forces. They're both out now. One of them, he's actually cried about some of the stuff that he's seen. He said that they have pads to where you have to use a retina scan to get to the different levels there. So, and one of the guys said that he mentioned hybrid creatures there, as well as some grays, and as well as black goo experimentation stuff. So, but other than that, I haven't been there myself. I've been at Redstone Arsenal, but that's
Okay. Have you done any remote viewing for specific areas? Have you done any remote viewing?
yes.
Like, I mean, to go to Dulce, would you mind?
I remote viewed John McCain a lot, Senator John McCain, especially when he went to Syria a few years ago.
Okay.
His own department, his own staff didn't even know he was in Syria.
What he did there?
He was threatening. He was there. First of all, he was there for a luncheon. He was there to try to manipulate them to do certain things. If not,
You mean the government or?
yes. If not,
The Syria
people were gonna
government.
be gassed. So
You mean Syria government?
yes. So we actually the U.S. ended up gassing Syria. So after the people were gassed, after that meeting, I did call his office back and told him that I knew that he had been out of the country, where he had been. They had no knowledge of it, and everything was set up hush-hush by the State Department.
Okay. Do you have any UFO experiences? Close encounters?
My first memories go back to when I was like 3 years old and waking up at night and seeing like a light outside. And it was bright, like morning, daytime, but at the wrong side. And I remember going to the back door and tiptoeing and trying to get the doorknob turned with my hands. I could barely reach it. And going out on the back porch. And then when I was 13, I saw a UFO over Redstone Arsenal, and my adopted mother was driving, and she looked at it, and that's when she told me UFOs were real, because she worked on that military base for one of the space contractors.
Something more closer experiences?
1981 is when I had my first abduction and was taken aboard a craft.
Do you
with
remember?
another person.
You remember details about this? What happened? How happened?
What happened there?
How and
How I got on the craft and everything?
Do you remember
No,
everything?
because I only have like segments of that. See?
Oh.
Segment memories.
So when that happened?
That was in 1981.
Okay. And where you been?
I
In your
was
home?
Yeah, I was in my home in Huntsville, Alabama.
And this is house or apartment?
It was a house. It was a house that I'd grown up in as a child, part-time.
Your house is far away from the your neighborhood, or I mean, single house in the
Single
nowhere,
house
or
in a suburb or in a city. 2205 14th Street, Huntsville, Alabama, which was only 5 minutes away from Redstone Arsenal. From the
okay,
gate.
yeah. And what do you remember?
I remember being seated on like a plastic seat, and it was like I couldn't move. I was could only look straight ahead, and there was a man sitting across from me.
Man, like a human man, or
A human man, and he had on a white V-neck T-shirt, boxer shorts. He was wearing glasses, and he was just looking straight ahead. And I thought, well, these seats are kind of, remember, like the seats were kind of like McDonald's restaurant, which are called plastic injected molding. So, and there was a hallway and a countertop. The next thing I know, I'm laying flat, and I'm looking around, and I see the wall, the floor, the whole ceiling is like lit, and all of a sudden my head rolls. And as my head rolls, I see the back of a woman, and she's walking up a ramp where some doors are opening. And I noticed, oh, she looks like a chemo patient because she just had very few strands of blonde hair about down here. And I was thinking, oh man, she looks, sick. And then I thought, boy, her head looks, like those hydroencephalitis, where they have waterhead babies. I thought, oh, her head looks deformed. And about that time, she turned around real sharp and looks at me straight in the eye. And she had these huge blue eyes. And I noticed, I thought, she's got, really tiny nose and a slit mouth. And I thought, well, she's wearing a red bodysuit, but her proportions are different. And the next thing I know, I'm blacked out. And then the other third part of that was I'm in a seat, same room I was in before the medical or whatever that table experience was. And I'm looking out a huge picture window that's, it's not squared, it's not round, it's, rounded edges. And I see lights ahead of me, but then there's lights, and it's like they leave long streaks. Mm-hmm. And I was able to be in a different seat coming back, I guess.
And so, when they return you, where you been? When they return you, where?
Back to my house.
Exactly.
Exactly to my
Not
house.
It's somewhere in the neighborhood.
No. And I remembered it bothered me because it was very extremely realistic. And I started asking my adopted mother questions. And the only thing I found at that time in '81 was that Eric von Daniken, Chariots of the Gods. And I never found anything else or read any other UFO books up until like 2011.
And after then, anything else happened with you? I mean, unusual? Usual?
Well, in '94, I was living in Canada, and I went up to Six Nations in Brantford, in Ontario, and myself and this lady named Karen McNaughton, we were sitting outside getting ready to go meet with the traditional elders for the reading of the two-row wampum belt for a ceremony up there. And we're looking at the sky, and all of a sudden the star just takes off and it's gone. You're just right out of sight. And I thought, how did that star move? And I said, what was that? Was that a UFO? And she says, well, we don't call them that up here. She says, we call them the visitors. And I said, really? So that was the first time I'd seen one streak super fast. Mm-hmm. First time was I was like 13 and saw one over Redstone hovering. But when we went to that ceremony and she was talking to some of the medicine men that night about what we had seen, one of them said, well, which one was it? And she says, I don't know, it was too far off. And then he looked at me and he says, we get 8 different types of craft up here on our reservation. They've been visiting us for a long time.
So what is the thinking from the Native Americans about how this UFO phenomena, what they think about this, what they are?
To me, they're like teachers and educators to make us aware of the fragile ecosystem we have here on the planet we live on, and then how to keep it to where it's sustainable. Right now, it's to the point our Earth is not sustainable. It's so much going on. Something's about to change really fast.
What is your occupation? What you're doing for a living?
Oh, what do I do for a living? I don't have a job, you'd say, goes 9 to 5 job, something like that. I get up, start my day, try not to start the phones till 10 o'clock, but I talk to people all day long about UFOs, their fear of contact, their fear of abductions, visit with other friends who are also my labs, which we have gone through the military abductions. That's where the military will come in and pick us up and use us for some covert operation, and bring us back. And a lot of times when they bring us back, we're injured when we get back. So,
You're injured during these remote viewings?
no, they're not remote viewings. They're extractions. It's where the military comes in and gets you and takes you and does something with you and then later brings you back.
Oh, you don't remember what they're doing with you?
No, it's like having surgery. You might get bits and pieces of the memories come through. They call them bleed-throughs.
Do you think you have an implant kind of somewhere?
Yeah, Dr. Roger Lear passed away in 2014, but in 2013, I'd met him several years prior, but in 2013 he was here at the UFO Congress, and he had a booth, ANS Research. So Steve Colburn, who was a scientist, checked me out. The one behind my right ear was emitting 10 milligauss. They found one in my left ankle that was emitting 15 milligauss. And then Steve, they also had a photo booth. So in the photo booth, Steve took pictures of fingerprint marks across my hand of a long finger in green fluorescent. And he found, I think, green and some orange on me.
Did they take it out or?
Oh, no.
They're still there?
Yeah, there's both of them still there. And then I have one up here, but I haven't had it tested for the milligauss. But I got this one, and it's the same day I predicted the Asiana 214 crash in San Francisco. So I think it's more of a straight-up telecommunication or link up with the ETs to give me downloads really fast. Yeah, that's all I know that it's for. I can't think of anything else unless it's for health reasons, you know.
Have you received any information for landing of UFOs or not?
Mass landing. Yes, I have.
You did? So if you want to do if you want to meet UFOs or these beings, they are telling you where they will be and you go and meet them, or that happening only from, or maybe they invite you and they say go there and we'll be there. And
Oh yeah, they'll even tell me what time to be outside, or they'll wake me up and say, look.
they taking you or?
No, usually I'm in my car or go, outside, just on the porch or something, and then they show up.
What time usually that happen?
Between 3 and 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
that
it's
most of the time.
really early
Yeah,
in the
like after 3 o'clock something happening.
Yeah, and one time I was getting ready to go to California to see Yvonne Smith, who's a hypnotherapist, and there were 3 blue orbs that showed up in my bedroom, and it was 11 o'clock, and I said, okay, Jesus, if this shit's real, I said, I'm calling Coast and make them pick up the phone. Well, Coast to Coast is an international show.
Yeah.
And, I've gotten through a few times. But on the 3rd ring, they picked up the phone, and it was Lisa Lyons. And I said, help me. There's 3 orbs in my room. And she got me to calm down. But anyway, later they put me on the air, and I talked to Whitley Strieber and John B. Wells. And by then, the orbs, they were gone. But I got enough courage to go look out the front door to see if there was a ship above me or anything, but there was. I couldn't find one. And I had mentioned to Whitley that a lot of times during my contact, the ETs leave me these perfectly little round stones, which they have ceremonial significance, see? And he says, I have one of those round stones they gave me too. I keep it in my nightstand. And he said it used to glow orange under black light, like mine did. And John B. Wells he said, Whitley, what do you make of that? And he says, I don't know. And see, I don't know. But that was the first time these round stones have ever been mentioned as far as being connected to ETs.
What kind of information giving you this extraterrestrials, visitors?
Well, a meeting I had a few weeks ago, it was about ambassadorship, protocols, being nice to people, but at the same time, my friend in California was getting the same message because he called me, and then we started discussing what our downloads were, and it was the same thing. But last July, the ETs asked me to put out a public announcement to the United Nations Council, the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. So I made a video for that. And what they were telling me is that the world's about to change, big time.
Like what change? For bad or for good?
The military-industrial complex has their own agenda for the entire world. There's also other countries that are involved in this as well. It has to do with deploying craft that they have reversed engineered that are biological and chemical weapons to kill mass populations. A lot of them are race-specific toxins. And they've told me about that. They've told me about they're going to blow up SpaceX. They're going to take care of SpaceX again. See, SpaceX had an accident on the launch pad in 2016 because they were trying to shoot up a payload where it would throw mind control technology around the planet and then put everybody under the New World Order system.
How exactly happening this mind control? I mean, globally. What kind of technique is that?
That's technology. Through scalar technology, microwave technology, directed energy weapons, cell phones, the 5G networks that they plan on coming out with, these satellites that Israel is trying to put up so that the rest of the world can be connected. But it's just it's a prison system, technically, is what they're trying to do.
So that technology was created from humans, or
No,
they came from that?
technology came from ETs, but not the ETs that I'm familiar with.
Oh, so there's friendly and unfriendly
Yes,
ETs.
yes. And apparently there's a war going on between those ETs.
They're good and bad.
Yes, and they're going to be bringing it down here. But at the same time, they're wanting humans to evolve spiritually through consciousness at the same time. And they're trying to wake everybody up to that before the brains start getting shut down with the proposed technology that's going up. What the ETs had told me last year, I said, well, why are you going to take down this specific payload? They said, Israel is behind it. The military is behind it, our U.S. military, and Israeli military, and another one. And it would hurt a lot of people.
From?
Around the world. It would hurt them, kill them. So
you mean by this mind control technique?
Yes,
or?
yes. So what happened was in January, SpaceX launched, but stage 2 didn't separate, and they lost their payload. So I had been contacting SpaceX since last August, telling them they're about to lose another payload if they think they're going to play around with the ETs, and that's basically what they're doing. They're running out of time, and they're trying to push their luck like a little kid,
Who is behind this space station?
The space station?
I mean, the space. What do you say?
SpaceX.
SpaceX. Who is behind that?
SpaceX.
Yes. Who is behind that?
The countries behind that?
You mean
who's investing in that?
You mean
because it's publicly, that's publicly traded stock. I'm pretty sure it is.
You can be more specific to say who is behind that project or whatever. So because if you say
Israel is behind it.
Israel
is behind it.
So that thing is not locating in U.S., is locating in Israel, or
what, SpaceX? No,
yeah.
SpaceX is here in the United States, but the payload is paid for The one that got lost was paid for by U.S. military, Mossad, Israel. That's where that was paid for.
Oh, okay.
But to see the payloads are 50 to 60 million dollars each time they shoot one off.
What kind of people will be victims of that invasion?
Everybody, nobody's going to be exempt. It's going to be like, you know how a coal goes around. Nobody's exempt from it. I think the ones who have a conscious awareness, that are paying attention, knowing things are different or not right, and some getting very specific information, they're going to be okay. It's the ones who have no clue what's going on, don't care what's going on, don't care about spirituality or looking at themselves as a mind, body, spirit, and having a soul. Those people are going to have a really hard time.
So that death will be massive.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be massive. And let's see.
And when that will happen, you say March or what do you say?
No, I didn't say March. Sometime this year.
Oh, sometime.
Before the end of this year, there's going to be more mass sightings, but depending what the military industrial complex doing, they know they're running out of time. So, and what's so crazy about it is there's a fraction of the military, they're pushing what they call for the second coming of Christ. Okay? And they think the closer they get to that nuclear detonation is they're trying to expedite his coming. And I've heard that straight up from military too.
Is there any way for people to do something, save themselves? Going underground maybe? Or
if everybody, if you can go underground, that's probably going to be the best thing. One of the Lakota bundle keepers, he goes by Lakota Aztec on Facebook. He said we will have a 2-day warning. There'll be like something go in the sky, and then we'll have 2 days to get underground, and he'll say where to go, which it's already in the Black Hills. But that way, 2 days gives anybody from each coastline, West Coast or East Coast, to get to the Black Hills in South Dakota to get underground. So that's one location.
Or maybe we can say something like a huge blackout.
Oh yeah, that's definitely coming.
There's a movies for blackout. Movies about this topic.
Because I have a friend who worked with the Air Force, and he was the person who got called when UFOs showed up and shut down missile silos. He worked with Strategic Defense Initiative. So yeah. Any electronic can get shut down, just like the ETs shut down the electronics on the SpaceX to keep it from detaching, so they'd lose that payload.
So we still can have some hope of this extraterrestrials.
Maybe
they will keep us safe.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll try.
Well, sure. Yeah, they're gonna succeed at that. That's their goal, and that's what I'm looking for. And it's like we'll know at that moment of time what to do. I know I've been getting prepared for this now since 2008. One of the medicine men, Leonard Crowdog, had told me, get ready. He said there's a woman coming. Yeah, I started getting ready in January, getting everything done to traditional regalia, all that, but no.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and sharing this
Sure.
incredible stories
Sure.
with us.